And welcome back, everybody. It's time now for game number 2 between Team Spirit, Team Empire. Empire take the 1-0 lead. Sorry, take the 1-0 deficit. It's been a long hub/morning/few days. And Empire behind.
Empire behind.
They were in the same position in their previous best of 3, though. They lost game 1 and took game 2 and 3. Is that right? Or did they win game 1?
I
No,
think
they
it was
won.
the other way.
Yeah.
Maybe it's best we just go to the draft right now and talk about what's actually before us right now. Team Spirit up the 1 game, and out only 1 W away from getting a ticket to China. And probably at least, what, $30,000? I think that was the lowest prize give out at the Franklin Major, at the Frankfurt Major.
And
it's $30,000, you know? That's a good chunk of money. This is almost a mini tournament within itself, just based on the prize pool there. And they're going to be letting the Invoker through from both sides, and I'm sure Empire were salivating at the mouth that maybe could have gotten themselves, but it is going to be blocked as Team Spirit will take the Invoker for themselves.
Yeah, that's been an Iceberg classic. He always goes the Exalt build. It fits in nicely with some of their push strategies that they like to run. Great for kind of securing Roshan, taking objectives, and Empire have to have something in mind, though, for this response here. Death Prophet, again, banned out. This is just a hero no one's going to give resolution anymore.
Look who else got banned, though, on Empire's side.
Yeah.
Treant, goodbye.
Screw you, Goblak,
Yeah.
and your dumb tree. Lone Druid Vengeful Spirit comes out as the
Yeah, I'm
first
wondering if,
two.
like, you go back to... It was game 1 that Empire lost, because it was game 2 they pulled out the crazy, like, really early push strat. I'm wondering if that's something they're kind of going to consider as a response after losing game 1 again. Where it's like, okay, let's at least start putting together the makings of kind of cheesiest. I mean, they went like game 1 was a push strat. Like, I'm calling everything push strats, but there's all these different varieties, flavors of.
There's the death ball. There's the slow roll.
Yep. And this is push against push. We've seen a lot of this, but
On the Richter
flavors.
scale of pushes.
There's the zoo push, which is where you have Necrobooks,
Beastmaster,
Spirits,
Lycan,
yeah,
Invoker. If they get a Beastmaster, that's such a Goblak thing. They're actually going to do that this game. The multi-Necro books.
Oh yeah,
We saw this
they had
yesterday.
the triple Necrobook yesterday, was it?
Didn't work against Liquid though.
No.
I do wonder if Team Empire will try to bust out the Pugna again. It's maybe too early to tell, but Invoker similarly uses a lot of spells. So
Is it a possibility? Spirit would have seen that game. I'd be curious to see
Now-
if they ban it out.
I love Pugna, so I'm always pro Pugna in any game, even if it looks like the worst for him. But he would be lacking a little bit of
Yeah.
control. They do need the control for Lycan. Like that's a without question there. He's just so frail too. Is the thing. He comes with like one of the lowest strength gains in the whole game, and you always feel like you're really walking around made a piece of paper.
Yep.
Lycan wolves will have your number.
Good profit ban. Spirits played that last game and just kind of fits nicely with they did it yesterday as well when they had that triple Necrobook game.
Empire, what if they... Now, do they run Lone Druid typically as an off lane for Funnick, or is it more something else?
I think it's a Funnick hero.
Yeah,
Is it
I
Funnick
have.
hero?
I don't think of us plays Lone Druid.
Well,
Yeah,
we're
they're
about to
banning
find
Jarrett.
out.
I mean, they banned 2 of us here, so...
It's a shame because this would be one of those games
Definitely.
where it's like maybe Funnick Enchantress. You could take the
Oh,
books
yeah.
away, wolves away.
It's definitely always... Funnick's always played Lone Druid. I'm just not sure if, like, Havas is suddenly like, I can play Lone Druid too now. I seem to, like, slightly prefer seeing the hero run in, like, a safe lane farming role. I guess you can do that with your off lane, and then offensive tri lane is always possible. But
I guess you can always do a jungle Enchantress if you really want the hero, let's say.
absolutely. So... see what the 2 teams get here. The push strats have really evolved. There's no longer like this emphasis on mass heals. We're not seeing as much Ancient Apparition as a result, except when the Chen's in play. That's when you see the heals there. But
Yeah, well, Dazzle's not the first pick as it used to
Yeah.
be. People now consider Wyvern a dead hero. I'll make the argument that there's still some viability with a Wyvern in the game, but
Oracle's actually still in the pool, which
and
is
Oracle,
a
yeah.
bit surprising. It's only been at least second stage ban worthy.
There's also, you mentioned Dazzle. It's something Team Spirit. I think I've seen them do the Lycan heal bomb before. Also
yeah.
nice some armor against Venge, but lots of options here.
I do like that Dazzle grab. That would be nice, but we'll have to see. They actually will ban out the Enchantress rather than pick it up themselves, and both teams flexing their cores, but we need a backstaff here, gentlemen. We'll have to see what they want to pick it up. Outspam, I mean, I'm going to casually throw out a Shadow Shaman again, just because I always like the hero in any sort of push lineup when you got something like a Lone Druid, or you need a little bit of ways to clear out push.
And something we saw a lot in the America region you've seen is the OD with the Lone Druid. Like, yes, they're both single target, but I think they can fit together okay in like a death ball scenario. And OD's very good against all the summons. He can kill them very quickly with the Arcane Orb. So Lycan, Invoker, Forge Spirits, potential Necrobooks he can deal with quite well. Undying, a defensive hero who may be looking to kind of help protect something like an OD. I'm not sure if that's going to be the resolution hero of choice, but to me it strikes me as something that would work very well this game.
And if this was going to be a Vengeful Spirit support, let's say, you could still see a Pugna for Havos. We know Pugna and Undying being a very good duo in its own right, because you have to deal with both a Tomb and a Ward, and then you're drawing so much attention away from the fight itself, dealing with all these pesky towers and ward things that you're going to suddenly get ripped to shreds by a bear. We'll have to see. Lots of sustain, though. And Empire also already with a formidable Roche lineup, so I wonder if Team Spirit need to consider getting something like Beastmaster, let's say, so you get a little bit of extra vision plus another Necrobook candidate, because why not?
Team Spirit run a lot of Beastmaster. Actually, they'll run it on both Ramses or Afterlife. So.
Yep.
Other than that, you got Darkseer, and you can do Iron Shell Wolves.
The one thing to consider for Spirit is, even though you're going for this all-out push strat, or you may be going for this push strat, you want to make sure you have a hero who can rotate, create space, lead ganks, whether that's an offlaner in the form of like a Clockwork or something, or it needs to be the supporting cast. Somewhere, there needs to be some way, if like you kind of have 3 static lanes where nothing's happening, where they're all just farming passively, trying to get their item timings up. Dazzle here, that also fits that category. It's the Dazzle Lycan, it's good, it's aggressive in the lane, but if the lanes go poorly, you have to be able to roam. Like, you could have a bad start. That's always something you have to keep in your mind, that Empire, they've now got a roaming Tusk, they've got Avenge, they've got a lot of kill potential, the Undying 2, Undying Tusk. Like, you need to have that X-Factor hero in the early game who can kind of create solutions to a poor early game.
Now you have possibly an Undying Tusk in the bottom lane here. How is the Lycan going to be able to deal with that kind of pressure? And that's a lot on the shoulders of a Dazzle here. So this second support Spirit better be a doozy.
It's also, I feel like, the first Tusk pickup we've seen for all day in Europe. Not so popular, which is surprising because Tusk, Spirit Breaker kind of heroes. I actually really like the Shadow Shaman for Team Spirit to set up an easy Sunstrike and so on. But yeah, just wondering if they'll go for that.
I mean, they definitely would love any sort of setup for a Sunstrike. It's very apparent this will be a Exort style kind of Invoker unless there's some sort of game changer. So adding into that, I mean, Shadow Demon's always fun, is good counter push, and makes for a good setup on a Sunstrike, but a hero that has been neglected a lot recently. Has Bane been picked? Bane hasn't been picked, and Bane's sleep into Sunstrike is also very, very nice. But they're going to go with Slardar, at least for now, and it adds more into that armor synergy between him and the Dazzle. You get your Bruiser, your Initiator, to kind of lead out that front lines. Could run to a bit of a difficulty juggling around some zombies here and there, but it's a good response. And obviously good against Tusk. Snowball into a possible crush. Ain't too bad.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what supports they end up with. I feel like the Slaughter against a Lone Druid, not always a lot of fun, although you can spam that Slithering Crush early on, maybe harass the Lone Druid away a bit, but you're not going to deal with the bear so well.
I think you've got to be a bit concerned about Empire going for an aggro trailing too. So if Slider ends up 1v1 against Bear, that's just a pretty poor matchup for him. The Spirit can always dodge it, send Lycan to the offlane, Slider to the safe lane as a possibility, but we'll see. Slider is, I think it's an okay pick. I mean, they've ran it quite a lot, so I think it's at least somewhat comfortable for them, but it fits that role of a hero that can look to create space, lead some ganks if the early game doesn't go so well with the lanes. But I don't expect this Slider to have a good timing on his Blink Dagger.
Empire need their resolution hero, right? So what are they going to get in this mid lane? Razor been banned out.
I still think OD's really solid.
I liked OD a lot. You get that fun factor between the OD and the shallow grave of Dazzle. It's very easy to see who's weak, and you just hit them up with an Astral, and by the time they come out, they're dead. So that's always fun.
If not that, you want some AoE as well as the main other consideration, because there's summons everywhere, the Necro books. There is some thought as to like how we're going to clear all this out. Which, I mean, OD's not AoE, you can clear it out okay, but that's where Razor got banned. You've got Plasma Filled and just a bit better.
Astral the Lycan to waste his shapeshift from prevent him from running away.
No,
They can also run the DK a bit to help have some inbuilt armor. It's not...
But it's so boring. and it lost them last time.
Yep. I think
They can't-
Resolution.
Resolution's like, I
he
can't
won't
do
want to
that.
get eliminated.
He
as,
wants
like,
to. He
the
wants to
mid-
crack his knuckles and go out there and
it's
put on a
it's
show.
OT, guys. Oh, it's okay. It's not
Wait,
OT.
what? Who's mid lane?
Is this gonna be
Lone
a
Druid mid?
mid?
Lone Druid mid, Venge safe lane. I don't know.
It's going to be interesting. That's what it's gonna be.
Maybe they're looking to match the Doom Slardar in the top lane together and have the 3 Venge Undying Tusk go to the bottom with lone mid. That's the only thing I can think of, at
It
least.
seems like the big aura carrier for the team can buy lots of utility items. Doom pretty good, damn good against Invoker, of course. But what is the plan with these lanes? You've got really only Lone Druid who's a good mid hero here, I feel. They've ran Doom mid in the past. I remember, I can distinctly remember them doing it on the old patch, but it was a long time ago and not necessarily something that had great success. So I think Lone Druid may be the mid laner here.
Does Resolution play the Lone Druid? I mean,
They could put someone else mid and have like him play safe lane Doom or something, or we'll find out. Abaddon, last pick. That's a go black hero. He loves playing the Abaddon, and Resolution will pick up the Lone Druid. So for now at least, he's feeling confident about taking that mid.
it's been a while since we've seen Abaddon in EU. I feel like
And it's a
he's
support
been
one
neglected
too.
some.
Yeah, it's not like a Logan
Yeah.
Abaddon where you're gonna be rolling it in a core offlane position. It looks like here. This is maybe just more of a defensive response for the possible aggression that's gonna be coming out from Empire in
Did Spirit
the
not
laning
have
phase.
Abaddon in one of their Necrobook game yesterday. What was Gobelak playing that game? I thought he was
The
Abaddon.
Necrobook game? No, he didn't
was
play
something
that. He
else.
played something else.
Okay.
I feel like there was a game it was picked up and kind of almost just to counter a Bane pickup and then got a bit dumpstered.
Yeah, I
is the
remember
word?
seeing Abaddon get wrecked in one of the
Yeah.
Europe games. I want to say.
Yeah, and then didn't see him too much of.
Yeah,
So-
usually when we see it bad, it's like more of a response to like your Banes and Slardars and ways to rid of the pesky little debuffs and ways that they can get extra visions or tracks or something like that. And this one feels strictly more because both they need the defensive response in the laning stage, and that Goblak just loves the hero a lot.
Yeah.
Well, Empire, this is it. They're fighting for their tournament life again. They were in this position earlier today.
Mhm.
They've been it once more, and it's going to be... This team's definitely impressed me with their ability just to change their draft up from game to game. I feel like we've seen 4 very, well, at least fairly different drafts from one another. It's not like they're repeating the same heroes, the same play. Like, it's different. Like, not to say that's always a good thing. Like, you look at Liquid, they do kind of repeat the same drafts over and over again, just swapping out a hero if something gets banned, and that works really well. But for Empire, they try and adjust based on their opponent. So
Oh, the talent?
It's
Claw?
all black. What did you expect?
Straight to that?
well,
all right.
yeah, okay.
Doesn't need boots on this hero.
I love that set too, by the way. I'm just trying
This
to
hero
find it.
does not have global aphotic shield, unfortunately. So,
Yes.
this
This is going to be another game that I might go back and watch and consider trying out.
He really likes it though, right? It's something where you can actually jungle-ish, and then the Iron Talon helps you more. But we're not
And-
going for an early Tusk rotation either.
That's weird though. It's just like if he's not going to be in the lane, I just fear that if Empire put a lot of pressure on this bottom lane, this Lycan is.
They're showing the Doom top. They're actually pretending they're going for top rune, it looks like. No, they'll walk into the ward now. I felt like by showing the Doom top, it was like oh, Doom's up here. He's got the Tusk Snowball Raid behind him, and you're not going to predict this one. But Invoker's already heading top, having seen this 4-man rotation in now.
All right. So, what did we find out? Who is going to be going mid for Empire?
I do.
Resolution on the Lone Druid. It's Funnick
Okay.
on the safe lane Doom, and the
Okay.
off lane Havost.
You know what better
Venge.
time than now when it's your tournament life to just pull out something that
Yeah.
we really haven't never seen from Empire. You know, at least not in the public eye. Maybe something they ran in scrims, in-house leagues.
I think Havost Venge is like that's something they've done a bit of.
Now that yes, but Resolution mid
Oh, yeah.
lane lone druid.
No.
Now this guy obviously huge Invoker player, knows the matchup very well. Maybe he knows something we don't. Maybe he had played Invoker in a lot of pubs and is like, this freaking mid lone druid just beat my ass so hard. I'm gonna know that the next time I have to go against an Invoker, I'm picking it up.
I almost want to say I've seen Resolution play Lone Druid once before, like a while back too. I don't think it's
Okay.
a completely foreign hero to him. Not that absolutely on point. Like this is something out there for Empire. It's
Wouldn't you think that maybe at least he'd be a little rusty then?
Yes.
For a one elimination match.
it's Resolution though. Like I don't think this guy's gonna.
Oh, he's a pro.
Like, yeah, he's a pro and one of those guys who are like I don't think gets limited by hero pool. Like he's one of those players like you could put him on anything mid, like in a clutch game, and I just feel like he's really good at delivering.
I mean, he's freaking 5 and 2 CS, and Invoker has nothing, so there's got to be something going on there.
There's the immediate rotation out too.
They were trying to dodge a tri lane. They overthink it. Empire end up just sending the Venge top, and yeah, Lycan has to TP on him.
Small piece of me, by the way, was thinking if maybe this Lone Druid, if it was going to be mid, was going to be that new cancer build, if you will, where you don't go bear at all and just go the crazy right click. I'm like, really?
By cancer build, you mean the free win for Team Spirit build?
Yeah, the we don't want to play in this tournament anymore build.
We're going home. Sorry of us.
But I didn't want to say it out loud.
Inside job.
But we'll never know. For now, though, at least it seems to be working out pretty damn well in the mid lane matchup.
Yeah, and there was a lot of the mind games there where the Doom showed himself top that led Spirit to think that the Doom was going to be in the top lane, so wasted time and resources for them.
But now
mid
Undying's
lane,
bottom.
not fun for Invoker. He's lost the creep equilibrium too.
He's just trying to attack the bear, but it does nothing. Right? This bear is
This creep equilibrium may not move as well. It's on this cliff, and if he it's got like a slight melee creep advantage on the Empire side, so it will move out a little bit.
Havost also having a really nice time up top.
Yeah.
So
All three lanes really going okay for them. Doom's level 3, so he's got 2 points in Scorched Earth. That's a pretty scary Doom. Miss Sentry from the Abaddon. Let's go back. I guess he's been jungling that big camp up by the secret shop. Oh, he guessed wrong.
He knows it's there.
Yeah.
Easy 50 gold.
Oh yeah. See, Iron Talon helping out.
I'm all aboard the Iron Talon train. Just don't do it to my pups, please. Just let me do it. That's enough. Looks like they went for some aggression at bottom on the Dazzle, but couldn't quite get close enough.
But it doesn't look like anyone blocked that side camp. It's hard to see from here. So, I mean, they could still kind of equalize the push forward with that pull if they want. It's not like a Dazzle's going to be able to really contest them from doing it.
Invoker's caught up on CS the mid lane. Like, you get a few levels, you get your Alacrity up. The lane does stabilize, even if the first wave or two you get 0. Tusk knows what Skirbo's doing. And the thing with this Abaddon, he really wants to punish the Abaddon, because you take a lot of damage when you're doing this Iron Talon jungling, and has he been spotted?
Yes, he has.
Okay.
They've got the shards. That's the block. He has the little tree. See, he's trying to find a way out, but unfortunately, that's not going to be enough. At least he gets the regen for now. He had the shield, and he'll be able to make it away.
I think he should have hidden for longer and waited till he was lower in HP, but it's not too big a deal.
What level was Goldblack there? I feel like he's been missing from lane for a
Level
while.
1 or 2. He got the XP from the ward, so that may have got him close to level 2 or possibly even level 2.
Nice shards.
Yep. Protect the clarity.
Oh, and a dead Dazzle. This should be our first blood, provided something doesn't go
As I walk through the Valley of the Shadow of Death, Fairy Fire.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's real good there.
It still technically was our first blood, just not
That is perhaps the best, like one of the best Fairy Fire usages I've ever seen.
Dude, Fairy Fire has got to be like the best added item to this last patch. I have seen already so many last-second Fairy Fire saves.
For support, like against a diving Doom with Scorched Earth, like as on a Dazzle, like that was
you would not survive that.
So clutch.
That makes a big difference too. That's like the Doom now falling behind, as opposed to like possibly snowballing off of an early first blood, which gets him like fast phase boots and a wand, and then he's like got level 5. That's a huge difference in how this lane goes.
Oh, dirty deep ward here coming out from Always Wanna Fly. He knows that the creep waits before. He's like, bye. But they see him walk out, they're going to be like, yeah, okay.
I'm not sure if they saw him or not.
Did they see him? They might not.
It's nighttime. It's not really. It depends where their heroes were positioned. It looked like maybe they didn't spot him.
Invoker's pulled ahead now.
And it denies a lot of those.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like what people say about like Shadow Fiend Factor. You get a couple of levels and just no matter what, you start taking over the lane.
I think the lane pushed out, so the Invoker kind of did fine when the lane was pushed out. But now it's actually, he still needs to be careful right now, because an Entangle could lead to his death.
So, not exactly an easy lane to use the Dazzle Heal Bomb, but maybe as they get more levels, they can do that. It's just... Oh. Okay. He's just saying hello.
Ooh, putting on the safety helmet now, going into bear form even, just to make sure. I'm curious about the motivation for the Lone Druid mid lane as far as where you go once the laning stage begins to fizzle out. Is it straight to the jungle, or are you doing it like Death Prophet DK style where you're in it to win it in this mid lane until that tier 1 on the other side does end up going down?
I mean, the Invoker's not leaving the lane, so you won't be able to push the tower anytime in the early game, I imagine. It's just like a trade farm kind of hero, and something that they felt probably fit their overall strategy to push towers, take Roche, synergize as well with the Venge, as far as pushing and the minus armor goes.
Also, who is our Doom target, right? Obviously, Doom is excellent on Invoker. If you get it off on the Lycan before the transformation, it's great, but...
Abaddon's okay, not that you do trigger borrowed time when you're Doom, but it just means like he's the hero who's throwing shields and miscalls around that will save lives. So if you're just dooming him and then focusing the Invoker's Exo Invoker more so very squishy.
Nice follow-up after the root, but he's got the Ghost Walk.
At that point, it's too late. You have to plan it immediately on landing.
It's one of those like misplays. You should be going into that gank knowing it's an Invoker. It's like I have to have my sentry ready that the moment he disappears, even if you do it under the tower and it's going to go down, if it gets the kill, it's freaking worth it.
It's worth like centering before he even uses Ghost Walk in some ways, but it's a bit unfortunate. Invoker would have been a big kill. He's working towards the Midas, getting closer and closer, but he's back to base now.
The nice thing for Spirit, to echo from your point, like, you know, it seems like delicious to be able to just doom out the Abaddon so he can't support his team, but where you take out the Abaddon, they'll always have a Dazzle, and they have a lot of support staff on the squad. So
and that's kind of what... Oh, nice. Let's see. Can you buy a root? You just did Resolution. Do it again. Oh, okay.
There it is.
Very skilled. Clearly plays Lone Druid.
Took him a few swipes, but
maybe out of practice.
Looking for the start points. Yeah, we're out of practice.
Bulldog was nice this day.
But I do worry, as you said, I mean, because there are so many good Doom targets, and if you don't... When team fights happen, it'll be rough. Maybe they'll get some pickoffs. Not sure how he's going to itemize yet.
First tower coming out bottom. This Tombstone probably won't hold against these two. Good soul rip, but still, that's 175 gold going the way of Lycan and a tower, so this is prime pickings for Ramses down bottom going for this. And this is where that Doom kill makes such a big difference. If that Doom gets the first blood, pulls back, picks up some items, he has control over this lane. This is a one lane for Empire. One Fairy Fire just changed the entire pace of this game.
Good item. So, here if you're Resolution, do you think it's just... I mean, obviously, Radiance is always decent. Do you think you need to worry about getting some armor up, though, earlier, just because there is...
Nah, just Midas Radiance is probably fine.
Lycan goes in, sees that trouble's coming, and gets right back out, but the swap's going to be there to always want to fly, so Ramses wants to re-engage here, but that Shadow Priest, man, he just gets blown up. Ramses.
Strike for Tusk. Oh, hits
him.
And
he got him! Ooh. Hold on a second, let me call up Gabe real quick. That was a vac, for sure. Nah, well played, though, and that evens the game right back up 2-2.
This is actually part of why I think the Iceberg Invoker is so scary. I mean, there are a lot of Invokers in Dota, though you're like, their Invoker is great, but Iceberg has been playing this hero over and over for his team, and
he's got a fast Midas, and now gets that kill. His farm is going to be pretty gross. Is it straight to book after the Midas?
Debatable. He's going forward Spirits with more emphasis on... If it was going like Yules, he would probably get more points in Exort, less in Class, but... I think it's most likely. Although there is a good argument to make for like Yules for stuff. Exactly. There's so many different items he can get.
What's coming for Doom here? He's clearly spent money on something. Can't be that broke.
He's got the Iron Talent.
Maybe just
He's
drums.
Drums.
Drums recipe. You'll buy in the side shop.
And we have always want to fly again in a bit of a pickle.
Shard block, weave, grave, no TP available. You're dead, senor.
Yeah. Bear in the snowball, that's fun. It's taking him on a journey.
Well.
So, I mean, Funny Guy after the one death is just rotate to the jungle. He's caught up. He's farmed easily, decent enough. But the more question for Empire is, like, have they done enough early on? Are they going to be able to fight into this Vlad's, Forward Spirits, Necrobook kind of push that could come out from Spirit? Throw an Abaddon into the mix and it gets even harder to kind of engage onto.
Yeah, is it full support? Abaddon too. Most of the Abaddons we see, in America on the core position, phase boots. He goes Tranquils. Modest Tranquils.
I hear a
Snowball. It's mid lane. They're rolling in. They're trying to get a hold, and this time they will plop the sentry down. He tries to go into Ghost Wall to make it away, but this time we'll have the vision. He makes it back behind the tower. This is a 3-man commitment, but the root will be there, and Resolution will grab it.
Lucky number 3. It's the third right click every time getting the root. And unfortunately, Abaddon not there. And that's like it can be pretty hard for them. You've got Abaddon and Dazzle. I don't think
Neither had TPs.
yeah, neither is TPs, but it feels like this is a draft that should be able to prevent that from happening. Like that's part of the reason why you have Abaddon and Dazzle picked up early.
Empire team that loves percussion. The drums also being done on the Vengeful Spirit.
Okay. Getting ready, getting fighting shape. Just great stats. I mean the charges are probably matter more than the aura in some ways. Like they give you more of the bonuses, so you can just kind of stagger them and have constant drums usage in any fight you take.
And also a Midas is soon in order here for your Lord Druid, so he's also anticipating going for the long game, get that Radiance build up. Is it pressure on Team Spirit to continue to move past the river and knock down these towers? I mean, you see Ramsey's doing it here on the bottom, but they obviously still have all of top lane to work with here. The other thing also is Spirit want to be pushing forward so that there's less options for Empire to contest, like a Roche. They have a wonderful Roche lineup between the Lycan, the amp damage, the Dazzle, might even get a medallion at some point. But being on Radiant side, it makes it very difficult to get to that pit unnoticed.
I think you're right. They want to be pushing forward and pressuring, but they're not like under pressure to do so now. Like they haven't even finished their Necro books yet. They're going at a very good pace right now. It's more you want to pressure the towers because it slows down Empire. Empire's like, oh, we got to deal with this Lycan bottom who's taking a tier 2. We got to rotate back. So for Lycan, it's just keeping heroes busy more than trying to like actually take towers early on. Like their tower taking comes later.
Okay,
That's a
so
really early blink.
yeah, he got that just now, and it's looking like Resolution immediately blown up.
I don't know why they hung around the Roche after they were spotted out from the Wolves, the very first Wolves. They should have just abandoned ship, but they continued to stay and fight, and now it's Team Spirit moving in, capitalizing on a moment of weakness right here. The response, they will be able to get the Dazzle down, but here comes the rest of Spirit, able to kind of roll on forward after taking out Resolution. Now the Undying. Phoenix Doom is going to get dropped. Swap back, but a double kill for Iceberg as he finishes off the Tusk. Looks like they're going to be able to get Havost. It's going to be a 5-man wipe on the side of Empire here.
The Tombstone wore off at the end. There was like 20 zombies on that Invoker.
That was a full duration Tombstone, and they fought with 5 under it, and it still didn't lose them the team fight.
The damage dealt in that fight was predominantly the Undying. That was like 75% of the damage done, it felt like. But they held their own. The Vlad's just giving some bonus armor, helping negate it a bit. The Dazzle, I think, had probably a defensive weave up as well. All those things just added up, and Empire just not really ready to go for a Roche play like that.
And the new slaughter blink was actually, he didn't do a big slithering crush, but it's there now, and so if they try to do it again, boom.
They want it. They know that Empire, with where they currently stand in this game, it'd be much more comfortable if they had the benefit of this extra life, and then we're able to dictate the pace of this game. But constant Forge Spirits and Wolves are coming in, causing a bit of a ruckus right here. Hey, we're Forge Spirits now. And Empire just constantly they do not want to go through a deja vu.
Forge Spirits could just get like kills by themselves with that offensive weave if Empire don't back away. We've got Sunstrikes that can be thrown in. He's going for the Chaos Media for now, so.
Oh, we are going double Necro books.
Double Necro book. There's no other Necro buyers right now. I don't think there will be as well, but. And I think that's where Empire want to try and take Roche now, because they know these Necro books are coming. They're like, when they get like Necro 2, Necro 3, we kind of in trouble. Let's try and get an Aegis now while we can. But it's gonna be Spirit who's decided. Oh, it's our turn to give
and
Roche.
They do it really fast, much faster. So
okay,
we'll see. Empire is going to be able to respond. The Roche is already down. The Invoker is going to be picking up the Aegis, but still Empire. They want to commit, so they're looking to bull rush forward right here. But the party has been split down the middle, and they're going to quickly isolate No Fear. They take out the Undying. The Tombstone is still down. They're going to have to try to step away from the zombies, but it is going to be Godblock who gets swapped in. On the other front, we're going to see Ramsey's trying to isolate, but can't finish him off. TP out, and now they look back for Godblock. Root's going to be there, so that's going to get the finish. Ramsey's trying to come in, but he has no more shapeshift, so it looks like the fight will be split one apiece. But a Roche and an Aegis for Team Spirit.
Good Doom. I think that's actually maybe the best Doom target at the moment is the Slider, because he's the one who's got the Blink Crush, and the Crush with such a short cooldown can be used so consistently in the fight. So that fight goes terribly for Empire if Slider doesn't get doomed. Unfortunately, they just don't kill him, which is what they spent a lot of time chasing him, and then a few heroes couldn't chase him, like Dazzle, who end up like the Venge and stuff, who end up getting caught out.
Nice Blink Crush here on the Mr. Xbox. And he turns back with a missile and a wave, and Slaughter's like, I went in there to get something done, but I have got to go.
Back to the fountain with him. How do you, for Empire, how do you itemize this Doom to get more stuff done? It just feels like he's having a rough time.
Try and find like an ice armor. You get a drums, you get a Vlad's, you get these like cheap, cost-effective aura items, but you know, it's not like a all-out solution. He's got the Bastard. He will be going Vlad's. He just needs anything to help him tank up, and
Yeah, sometimes you just have to settle. Like going to ODPixel's stream. He's got to settle. The book is continuing to get leveled up now.
I feel like Lycan may have finished his as well. I thought I saw a lot of gold. Oh well. But yeah, we've got books coming out.
And is it once the books are done, Spirit say, let's frickin' roll out, boys, and they just start charging down the lane here and seeing if Empire are going to be able to deal with it?
it's going to be go time. And
They still have that Aegis to kind of utilize too, so if the timing is there, they could get this level 3 and they can go, go, go.
they won't. They don't need to rush things too much. Still, like it's very much like, yeah, let's get the good books online, as you would say, and then not even care about having an Aegis or not. Theoretically, you're never going to have the Aegis carry get doomed or focused. They'll just be ignored. So it's very much just all about having the summons all over rather than having an Aegis on a hero.
At least you'll know you'll have, at least with the Aegis, the space to get that kind of a farm. It's not like Empire going to ever want to really take a fight into an Aegis holding team.
Yeah. When you're just not really on track to get like a really crucial timing on the Radiance, it feels that can come up when they need it.
Like, I like the laning phase start. It really did feel like it was like Resolution saying, listen, I play a lot of Invoker, and I can tell you when you go against a low Druid, you have actually a pretty miserable time. And he did have a really good start, but eventually the Alacrity came together, and Invoker just started pulling together all the last hits. He got the assistance necessary, and
This is high ground attempt, at least. Necro 2, Necro 3, so this is scary. They don't need the double Necro 3. I feel like this is pretty good in itself, and they had a minute and a half roughly left on Aegis if they want to go through mid, but there's tier 1s, there's tier 2s. Let's just chill.
And
Take
despite
some tier 1s.
Despite the ganks on mid, both supports for Empire are really underformed. I mean, look at Abaddon. Like, yes, Iron Talon, but oh, he's gonna have an
Going
Axe.
for the Ags, that's a game changer. That's so good against the Doom. That is, you just soak up all the damage being dealt. Like, that is actually, that's a game changer. Like pushing with Ags on Abaddon with the Necrobooks. Good luck, have fun.
they'll try to get at least this tier 1 mid lane. Something rolling here for Empire. Divert the attention away, but it's sure enough Spirit who are more on the offensive. They taste victory. They taste this one more win to make it to Shanghai. So close. And Empire just, they do not want it, but they need to get to a game 3 here. They will do what they can to just roll down this mid lane. But it's looking like Spirit, they have the better push right now. Empire eventually have to pull back, and it looks like they will. Undying's first on the scene. The TP start coming here. Spirit, how long do they stay? And do they stay? Looks like they got the weave. They want to fight. They want to stay. They want to fight. They moved in. They already make the grab on the No Fear here, but the snowball will save him briefly. They commit right back onto the Abaddon. He gets doomed up, but the borrowed time will be coming off, so he's going to go ahead and just reevaluate everything, step back, reposition, and be good to go for round number 2 as they re-engage Funnick. Nice save, swap back, but it's not going to be enough. He will be going down. This is it right now. Spirit, it looks like they might not be able to kind of close this one out. They are going to get to tier 3. They step back and they go in once more. The buyback from the Doom. He doesn't have the Doom ready. The bear is down.
I don't know. He hasn't resummoned it yet. That's problematic if they can't get another bear up.
It doesn't look like
Necrobooks have
they
one
got
off
it.
though.
Oh, another nice Slithering Crush coming out onto No Fear, and they're ripping through.
They got
He's
weave on
down.
everyone. Everyone's been weaved up on the Empire side, so if they come in, they're just
Oh.
going to melt the physical damage.
This is a Rax.
Yep.
Yep.
Rax,
It's-
and then probably just back off, wait for the Necrobooks, maybe swing mid after that. But oh, if they hit that crush and found a pick on Funnick, that could have been game.
Snowball the other way, though. They are going to be able to take down that Slardar, but the response is getting the Tusk here. Can they force Spirit to maybe overcommit and be caught out in a very bad position while Empire still have
Second
buybacks and some
borrowed
low
time.
cooldowns? But they have the life power, it looks like. Borrowed time. Invoker, though, he will be dropped.
So that's a lot of gold from them at the very least. Unfortunately, Wazirac should be able to get gold black on the back end, but yeah.
They didn't get a build. They tried. They missed the blink crush when they lingered around. Like they're like, okay, we're gonna linger around. There's still 1 or 2 heroes dead. We'll get if we get a quick pick on someone like Funnick who just bought back. Maybe that leads into another lane of Rax, but they miss it. Then heroes respawn, and then they've overcommitted. So it was a okay idea for Spirit in the end. There, they just slightly missed the execution on it. Radiance, yeah, his bear's still on cooldown. That was the big problem there for Resolution and Empire as well, as they didn't have a second bear.
And the moment this Aghanims is up for the Abaddon, it's also one of those things where normally it's nice to have the Radiance. It does good work if the team fight takes a long time like that one did, but with borrowed time, it's a scary upgrade.
It's funny because every
he's in
crush
rank form.
into a Sunstrike. Resolution is going to have to quickly try to retreat here, still in his frail little man mode. He will be able to make it away here. Tusk, almost not so lucky. We'll get the snowball off, but eventually they will catch up to him.
They're so paper, half these heroes. And
Yeah, the
the
armor.
creep wave's here. They've got Forward Spirits. They've got double Necro.
Surprise.
They're rushing in. This
We've-
is Lycan's new level 3 book going to
Glyph
work right now.
On cooldown. Oh no, look how fast these buildings melt. Empire can't do anything.
This could be the final hurrah for Empire here. They're already down a couple of buybacks. They're going to commit on in for Ramses, let in with the magic missile. They will be able to bring down the Lycan here. The Tombstone long and
They
committed.
got the melee Rax though.
Yep.
The Rax, though, has been taken down, as said, and we'll have to see if Seer will be able to make it out with at least a couple of lives
Trying to
saved.
help some people escape, but Invoker's like, I want some style points. Definitely Blast Media. Not enough damage, I think. For Spirit, they don't need to really stick around. They've taken the buildings. They just need to get out and...
Root, they
Oh,
got it
goodness.
right there.
Oh,
Slide.
Crush save.
He's like, this time, can you please just run when I crush 4 heroes? Like, he blinked in for the crush previously, and it was just to save his team, I
Yeah.
think. And then they decide to re-engage.
He might want to kill the bear here. Is that what he's
Oh,
thinking
killing a
about?
Spirit Bear would be...
No, he
Oh.
wants
Nasty.
big Havost here with
Okay.
the crush, with the Sunstrike, with another bop of the right click. Can they get it? No, he does not want to risk handing over his own life.
Yeah. Didn't get the amp off, although it would mean like 1 less right click, so I'm not sure if they get the kill anyways.
And unfortunately, no good RNG with the dash.
But they took a Rax there. Now they can just kind of siege the tier 2 bottom. Rose should be up by then. Easy game plan going forwards for Spirit.
Nothing much to it.
And now the Ether lens for Dazzle. Prepare to get weaved from even further away, Empire.
Yeah, and easier to get grave saves, too,
Yeah.
without putting yourself in the danger zone. Just seems all according to plan here for Team Spirit. It's pressure on Empire to pull out something a bit more dramatic. I don't know if that requires like any sort of crazy smoke flank play from the outside of your own base to... Because once Team Spirit get in there and the books are out, the Forward Spirits are out, the Wolves are out, Howl is going, you know, you're either committing on for the heroes to try to just win the team fight, but then you look back and there's not much left from your home. So take the fights maybe outside the base. Now this is the smoke move out. Are they going to find the setup, though? They go out here and it ends up being a disaster. That just may be the game.
Yeah. And because of Lone Durt's buyback, right? Item progression slowed down. Probably working on an AC, realizing that they're paper against this. Oh, okay.
They have
Here we
crossed
go.
paths. This could be the flank play, but Empire, do they have enough tools to handle it here? Ramses tries to go into shapeshift, will get it off, gets stunned a bit, will get the BKB, retreats and runs now. But look at this. Undying, he goes up. He's going to get crushed, though. Locked in place. Havost on the run here. Empire have already lost 2, including their big bad Doom here. Havost just wants to go mad mode at this point, but I think Spirit are going to be walking away the victors when the dust settles on this one. And yeah, poor little lone Havost here getting chased down from the Bloodhounds here. Meanwhile, Iceberg finishes off his triple kill here, picking up all of the kills this fight.
Oh!
Sunstrike, make it 4! This guy is an Invoker player for sure. And Team Spirit might have just punched their ticket to the Shanghai Major with that.
He's flying out an Ag Scepter now. They've got everything they need to close the deal here. It's been a good run from Empire, but it ends here.
And Team Spirit advancing, I think, very impressive.
4,200 damage done by the Invoker that team fight.
His meatball hit 3 of them.
Yeah.
It was,
That was some good stuff.
Early Roche too.
So there's the Egg Scepter. Not quite at that AoE deafening blast point, which considering you're 26 minutes in, you better damn hope you're not at that point. But
That last play for Empire was their YOLO
yeah,
smoke move, and now this is just the we
That's what they
pray
need.
that Team Spirit's keyboards become unplugged and they play with their feet. But we'll see. What kind of options are still even there for Empire? Doom was used, I
Yeah.
assume, so
Yeah, it's down.
that's going to be down.
And
get a Doom on Dazzle or something is probably the only. I think you just Doom Dazzle because it's like a likely kill. You take Grave out and then you just try focus down.
And then Godblack's like,
Someone
oh, sorry,
else.
I'm just going to hit my R button
Yeah, there's
while
no-
I have an Ags.
Or you Doom Slider and then try kill others. Like whoever you Doom is unlikely is not going to die unless it's probably a Dazzle. But the Dazzle is so far back with the Aether Lens that even that's like just not happening.
they're preparing for more mega or super creeps because
Yeah.
Havost picking up a Maelstrom instead of the
At
BKB.
this point, yeah, you've got bigger problems than trying to stay alive with a BKB. You'll be able to push out.
And there's the Aghanims.
As if it wasn't hard before.
Yeah, no one's gonna die.
Believe it or not, every Aban
Oh.
game I've casted, I have not
Misclick.
seen the
Some
Ags
Mercy.
yet.
No, that's Ramsey's Mercy.
Yeah, I think he was trying to Necrobook and accidentally BKB'd.
Nice. So the 3-2-2 starts now.
I don't.
Okay,
Maybe
Tornado, meet the ball.
Nice
Snowball
snowball.
will save him briefly, but Funny getting a lot of the bird damage is going to need the dank rip to keep him alive and well. There's going to be the borrowed time popped, and Iceberg already takes his first victim out. It is going to be Funny trying to make it back to the base there, and Havos gets a swap back for Always Want to Fly. That Dazzle, bit fragile here. He's going to get the Shallow Grave off, but it looks like eventually he may go down, but they already got Havos. One core already going to be taken out of the picture here from the side of Empire. Iceberg committed in deep force into the base right now. No fear, wants to finish him off, but this is all just for the ages. Only a Dazzle down from the side of Spirit. The wolf form has ended for Ramsey, but he still wants to fight. Meanwhile, the back return of Invoker is going to be enough to finish off the Undying here. Spirit looking to clean out the remnants of Team Empire here, finish out the last set of racks, and be done with it altogether. And it looks like it could be Team Spirit who walk away with the second spot of the European qualifier.
I think it's about that time, about that point where you just you
Okay.
congratulate Iceberg. on
What a
what
way
is
to finish.
Rampage. Spirit, there's no stopping them now.
Yeah.
They will be going to Shanghai, and they were dominant in this series. Absolutely dominant. They also gave, I mean, even though they didn't take a game off Liquid yesterday, they gave Liquid a very good run, so I think well deserving
Ooh,
of
and
where
the
they are.
deny. So yeah.
Played out. Is Iceberg even going to buy back to try and secure the Mega Creeps here?
Yeah, Empire getting every final minute of their
Nice.
major life
Perhaps
here.
not the the buyback you were hoping for. Okay, the game will go on a bit longer, but
Never
Iceberg,
say die.
It wouldn't be. I mean, they wouldn't lose a Rax or anything. Oh, I guess mid lane they don't even have a tier 2, but
Oh, good fly down. All right.
perhaps a bit slight overconfidence. Probably getting a bit ahead of themselves. One range Rax remains.
We've seen this movie. But
Yeah, 20 minutes of defending Mega
Yeah.
Creeps.
let's get to it, guys.
I don't know.
Ace-
Multiple
Empire were on the other
books.
side of it that game, so they're like, okay, what did Vega do? How do we do this now? Wait a second, they didn't win. Crap, we probably lost.
I don't think there is any doing this without some sort of crazy throw. I mean, half a Rax, and they got
And
double
then-
Necro Book, 4 Spirit Wolves, and
The
You need a
buyback there
couple
was
throws.
unnecessary. I mean, I think Spirit just thought they had the game there with the buyback, get the megas, and then if they die back and get megas, it's like, whatever, we got megas. But megas is so easy now with Necrobooks; they can just right-click that Rax, and Glyph is down for like minutes still. They don't even have to risk their lives. Invoker does not want to risk his life since he hasn't got buyback now.
I mean, did they? I feel like obviously the Fairy Fire in bottom lane had a lot of impact, but also maybe that gank on the Invoker where they didn't drop the sentry soon enough
Yeah,
could have changed things around here for Empire.
A lot of just small things that really added up and made a big difference. Like the bottom lane, they even lost that tier 1 tower
Yeah.
really early on, and I think that's because they lost the lane and Doom had to leave after dying.
all right, Spirit, let's go in there and get the job done. And their eyes are on the
Lotus Swap.
prize. It's the one Rax right to the tombstone. Not going to be able to finish it. He eats a lot of damage. Walks back and away. I hear a Doom, but I don't see one. Where's
on the
Invoker?
Fling Invoker, who's healed up anyways. Megas and not a single casualty yet.
Yep.
They'll probably just re-engage and see what they can find. And
yeah, they're going to try to catch anyone from Empire outside of their home. It looks like it will be onto a certain little dance. And No Fear could be next without Tombstone, and now back to his scrawny little zombie form. I don't think he's going to really offer much of an offense at this point. He'll have to step back. Ice will already committed and dropped. Afterlife here, under some pressure from the Bear, is going to be forced to be healed up and Grave from the Dazzle. And now Goblak looking to go in. Invoker from the back lines. Can he enhance his lead even further? Goblak will pick up that kill on this. And Havos is going to be forced to buy back. 3 already down from Empire. No buyback for any of them here. It's only down to Resolution and Havos from Empire. But they already have Megas. They're just doing every last ounce of fight. Resolution, you take the damage. Swaps them right back in.
That's it.
And it will be game. Congratulations, Team Spirit. They are going to be your second European team to qualify for the Shanghai Major.
well, always want to fly as the last laugh in this series, taking down his former team, and it's great to see some new faces, people you haven't seen at these big events, at TIs, at Majors. You've got like Afterlife, you've got Ramses the carry, and even Iceberg, who hasn't been at a major event before as well, even though he's been around the scene for a while. So some fresh faces bringing some life to the CIS Dota scene.
I like it. I'm always happy to see some new up-and-comers kind of force all the other teams to shake in their boots a bit and just kind of... And it's a team like Team Spirit and Goblak and his crazy drafting. You really don't know what to prepare for. I would be extra nervous for some of like the Chinese and C teams when you're going to be stuck going up against a team like Team Spirit, because they're just going to be pulling out stuff that you are not used to whatsoever.
And to playstyle that they won't be ready for. They try and play some of like an LGD playstyle where they just pick Sylar or Morphling or some late game carry, they'll just get run over. So this is definitely a team you have to prepare for going into the majors. I'm sure all teams know that. They're not going to underrate anyone from any region. Like even like the last major showed it, like when Mineski come in, caused a lot of upsets. So every team is going to be looking at anyone in their group and saying, okay, what do they pick? What's their playstyle? Let's not get cocky.
Now, any closing thoughts on the series, or maybe what we can expect from Team Spirit now at the major, and if other teams should fear them, or?
I feel like obviously Liquid found a way around some of, because they do a lot of push strats, but they've got 4 or 5 different ones. I'm not joking. They do it with a lot of different heroes, and I feel like other teams probably want to study Liquid and a couple of the other teams who've managed to stop that to figure out what to do, because they love that group up. They execute it pretty well, and it's just something that should be stoppable, but nobody's seeming to have some luck against it.
I think this major is going to be awesome, though, because already from what I've seen from all the majors is everyone seems to have their own way to play, what they feel is the new meta, whether it's your off-lane Abandons and Enchantresses. On the other side, we have Morphlings coming out. Lots of different heroes. I wonder if there's been a hero that's still been untouched this patch. Yeah. Huskar, Troll,
Ricky.
It's got to be very small,
there's a few
though.
faces,
apparently only 8 heroes haven't been picked in the major qualifiers. So.
That's pretty good.
Actually, there was one Meepo game I want to say in Southeast Asia, maybe. I'm not sure about Meepo.
All right. So here is your fully updated bracket on how the playoffs panned out in the European qualifier. Team Spirit, who took the whole thing, they started their journey being able to knock down Vega Squadron 2-1. Then they moved on against Team Liquid, where Liquid obviously made them look like second tier, just 2-0, easy shutout. But Spirit were able to shake that one off. They get the 2-0 win over Team Empire and get their spot. Them and Liquid will be coming out from here, and they will be going alongside. Why don't we reflect on some of the other teams that have already qualified from coming out from China? We got LGD and
Newbie managed to qualify.
Newbie did manage to qualify. Great.
Yep.
C. Oh, who ended up winning that last series? There,
MVP.
Oh
MVP
no!
Yeah.
Not
First
gonna
departure.
lie.
I know.
I was rooting for first departure.
I think
on that
everyone-
I feel
one.
bad as a caster. Like when I was rooting for them going in. Like obviously all the sportsmanship that Miracle showed, and I think more than that for me was just everything they have to go through to try and play competitive Dota because of national service. This is a team who just has obstacle after obstacle to go through. It's never been easy for them.
Yeah.
It's so hard to get the team together to play, to practice. They qualified for the summit. They couldn't make it because of nationals. No, that's even because of school and other stuff as well. So they've always been a team close to my heart. I want to see them succeed. But then I was like, MVP beat them. I was like, it's been a minute. I was like, man, that sucks. First departure. And then I was like, I really like MVP.
MVP's good. Hey, they play Earth Spirit. I'm a little bit of a fan there.
I saw them in game show. They're really nice guys. I mean, Cure is a guy who I've
course.
known from way back from the Australian Dota scene. So for a second, I was like, wait, why was I so heavily favoring first departure? Like, I'm actually super happy MVP's going. Like, not that I prefer that. It's just like there's so many great teams, and I think MVP.
MVP are good guys.
End of the day, I think MVP will be the stronger team to represent Southeast Asia. I think they're a team who you can. I mean, you see what they did at TI. I think their roster right now has higher potential than that roster. I think they've got some better individually skilled players. I think if they get everything together to click as a team, they will be very scary in what they can do. The new player Dubu, who's been playing with them, he's only been playing Dota for like a year and a half or something ridiculous, and he's playing on a top competitive team, qualifying for majors and TIs and stuff. Like
I can tell you already,
insane.
like he seems like a quick learner because there was a game I was watching like late before I was gonna go to bed, and he was playing the Earth Spirit. And I was watching, and he was definitely flubbing up some stuff. So I even tried. I'm like, okay, this guy is learning Earth Spirit as he goes, or is very new to it. But then by the end, he was stringing everything together. So either he was having a bit of a shaky start, or this guy is indeed a fast learner. 1 year of playing.
He's one of those guys.
Crazy.
Like, give him like a year or two, and he's just gonna be insane. Like, he's just like a gaming prodigy. Like, he's insane. So
all right,
I'm excited to see MVP. And then America, that's coming up next. What's
we
happening in America?
we have one last spot. It's in America. Coming up next, it is going to come down to Complexity and Shazam. And if Robbie don't mind, we could just briefly check out the bracket before we cut to a break, because it is going to be a pretty chunky intermission between now and America. This region did close a bit swiftly, so the normal schedule time for America is just going to seem that much longer away. But here's where we currently stand in the America bracket. Digital Chaos versus Shazam. In the starting round, allowed Digital Chaos to just kind of bump ahead 2-0. Then they took down, or they actually dropped to Archon. That was yesterday. And what many would consider quite an upset, man. I mean, not going to lie, I was super happy for Archon. These guys, a team similar kind of to First Departure, where they always seem to be coming up a bit short. Their ESL run, they got shut down very fast, and now they're going to have another go in China. And then we get to see between Shazam and Complexity who's going to be moving on to face DC in that lower bracket final.
That'd be crushing for DC if they missed out on another major, because they were like one of the favorites last time around. They fell short right at the end.
And I feel like this is something that always happens to a certain Bulba. Wasn't
Yeah.
it like Team Tinker at TI Quals, where it's like they were just there, and I almost want to say it was a tiebreaker too and everything. It was just down to the wire last game, and it just didn't happen.
Just got this like niggling feeling it's gonna happen too. Like when they're playing I'm like, okay, they're versing Archon, they're favorites. They just crushed Shazam 2-0. Like those games weren't even close. They were complete stomps. I'm like, okay, great. They're in good form. They beat Archon in the tiebreaker. Like this DC team, they win today. They're qualified, no pressure. But now that they've lost, they're gonna start second guessing themselves. This is a team that they get in their own head. Oh, I'm really worried for them. Like I think it's. Definitely, I don't see them as favorites going into whoever they verse, but it's going to be a tough match. It's going to be really exciting to see that DC versus whoever comes out, Complexity or Shazam. I think Complexity more likely the favor in the team.
Who
that's
knocked
give DC
Complexity
problems.
down into the lower bracket?
Archon did.
Yeah.
Damn,
with
Archon
the
took out what many consider the number
200
one and the number two.
Archon were
200-minute
insane.
game.
They had the day
Oh,
of their
you're right.
lives.
That's right. Oh, I was here for that. Why did I not remember the
Because it was
130-minute
200.
game?
Everyone was talking about Complexity and DC coming into the playoffs, and Archon's just like, you guys forget about us? Hey, over there, like, we're still here.
Yeah.
We're
It's
good
just
Dota.
so impressive because we've seen DC. They went through so many tournaments coming up into this one. We've seen them go around the ringer even here at the Summit. You know, Complexity had their share of matches, but Archon, they had been off the radar coming into this.
Yeah.
And Fluff, you know, diabolical genius coming up with his own strats and strategies. Moo carrying them a lot, and everyone's stepping their game up. So with that, I think this means that we're going to be cutting into our break. What time? I don't mean to put you on the spot for this, but when are we coming back for America?
14:30 PST.
14:30 PST,
Yep, which is
and whatever.
2-3
2 to 3 hours, 2.5 hours. I don't know what time is it now. It's like midday-ish here, so like
Okay.
2.5 hours.
2.5 to 3 hours
Trying to
from
see
this
clock.
moment,
Looks like
from
it's 3 hours
wherever
from
you're
now,
coming
yeah.
from. You
So-
have to come back for our last two series of the Shanghai Major Qualifier to get that last spot for America. That'll be coming up. Signing off now, though, it's myself, Kyle Guy. I'm here with Nat Llama Down Under, and, of course, Mr. Paka, a.k.a. Gods. We'll see you in about 2.5 to 3 hours for some American action. So go get a beverage, a drink, go flame OD. I don't really care. Take care. We'll see you soon.